Hello my lovelies, this is BL Fan Edits and as promised I'm here today with my list of 14 worst BL series of 2022. These are BLs that did not meet my expectations. I found them severely lacking in terms of either the chemistry, the storyline or the production value. Before I start this video, let me just put out a quick disclaimer. All the opinions that I share in this video are my personal opinions, which are bound to be different to yours. So please don't take this video to heart. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's start with the video. I have read the manhwa Oh My Assistant and I'm not denying that Sono and Muyong are really bad communicators. The whole plot of the manhwa was based around misunderstandings, but that's not the only thing that was portrayed in the manhwa. They had a lot of sweet moments between each other, lot of memorable scenes that could have been added to make the whole plot better. The acting of the two leads was not the best and on top of that the plot was just nauseating. Only the first two episodes were interesting and hilarious and after that it was just a mess full of unnecessary angst, conflict after conflict that didn't leave the viewers any room to breathe. The leads had no chemistry, the side characters were annoying AF and overall this was the poorest manhwa adaptation I've ever seen in the BL genre. Oh man Fluke, I think it's time you guys reevaluate your ship because nothing you do together is a hit anymore. You guys appear in the same old tired plot lines, you guys choose the same or similar characters in every BL and I'm honestly getting tired of your ship. The chemistry isn't there anymore and the trope of a rich introverted guy falling in love with a happy-go-lucky but dying guy doesn't work anymore. I know Fluke has really good range when it comes to acting. I've seen his work extensively, so I think he can do better when choosing projects and do something different for a change. This BL was unnecessarily long, very weird from start to finish and the only thing redeemable about this BL was the chemistry and the story between Fayu and Rain, which also got weird towards the end. I started this BL knowing that Om and Fluke's story was not that great after hearing countless bad reviews, but I didn't know that it would be this awful. Do better guys, please do better. Talk about a huge letdown after a great build-up. When this show was announced about 2 years ago, I was highly intrigued. I loved the trailer and was excited to see how the friends with benefits trope play out in the series. But Falaruk was a great disappointment. The acting was awful, the plot only consisted of the main leads bickering like teenagers and the NC scenes were laughable. Just because you show a sex scene in 2x speed, it doesn't mean we won't notice your god-awful chemistry and bad acting. Not even a single character in this whole entire show was likable for me and that includes the side couples. I did not care for any of them and I would especially like to give a massive kick to the Fujoshi girl and her weird obsession towards Shur and Fa. Whoever wrote this series, please read the room, follow the trends. This kind of a series is outdated now, we have moved on and evolved. Another writer and producer who doesn't know how to catch on to trends. Just putting cute guys together isn't going to make your show worth watching. I was a gameplay fan but after watching Work From Heart and Love With Benefits, I've had to unfortunately change my opinion about him. Gameplay and folk, please blink twice if you need help. I don't have much to say about this BL because I only saw a couple of episodes and they were enough for me to physically cringe and close my laptop and go touch some grass because what the hell was going on. We are not in 2016 BL era anymore. We don't need to make fun of effeminate characters to write comedy scenes and we don't need product placements after every 2 minutes. I like gameplay and folk as a couple, I just think they need a better script, a good acting coach and a better production. Boring, snooze fest, predictable and a waste of good actors like Gavin and Force. The chemistry is only good at the beginning and it slowly fizzles out as the story progresses. Theo's character was really unlikable. He was a self-absorbed narcissist who thinks that the world revolves around him. It is very hard to redeem a series when the protagonist itself turns out to be the biggest villain of the show. The plot was painfully weak and the beauty filter did not do anything to hide Book's bad acting and facial expressions. I hope he improves in Boss and the Babe. Is this the most hated show in the BL fandom? I guess it is. And is it going to become the most hated movie of 2023? I guess yeah, because they just announced that Check Out the Movie is coming out in 2023. First of all, who asked for this? I want to know the name and number of the person who asked them to make this into a movie, because what in the actual hell? Why would you make a movie of something that flopped so massively? They should name the movie sequel Don't Check Out, because no one in their right mind is actually going to check out this movie after check out the series. I already said so much about this show in my other video, but just to reiterate, check out episode 0, built up massive expectations, but the actual series was a huge disappointment. Let's be honest, Unforgotten Night was awful. We all know this, but this is also the most enjoyable show out of the whole list. It was hilarious and awkward, and I liked it because I loved making fun of it, which is probably not a good thing for a show that presents itself as a serious, mature mafia show. The Mafia Kamol was like a Persian cat, soft, elegant, cute, fluffy, and enjoys attention. Nothing about him said scary mafia. Kim, on the other hand, was like my aunt, annoying, irritating, and poking her nose in everybody's business. The BDSM premise that the show promised could not be delivered, and the actors didn't look like they were enjoying any intimacy with each other. Overall, the show was a dud. You get what I mean, right? That it made me get mental therapy, because what was all that? What possessed me to watch it, and what motivated the director to produce it? So many questions, so little answers. This came out in the early 2022, so I don't remember much, but what I do remember is that I was heavily bored watching this whole show. It was painfully slow, and I just gave up after a few episodes because it couldn't hold my interest. I also vaguely recall the main characters having no intimacy or emotional connection, which is also one of the reasons I gave up on the show. I genuinely feel pained to criticize this show because I'm a fan of June from K-pop group Ace, but I have to because you guys already know that I'm not biased when it comes to my BL reviews. First of all, you cannot convince me that June looks like a high school student. Let's be honest here, he looks way older, like not in a bad way, but he's daddy material, not schoolboy material. So it was really difficult for me to accept him as a naive school student. Second of all, there was no chemistry between June and the guy who plays Prince, like zero chemistry between the two. The Prince and the Imperial bodyguard had more chemistry than Prince and June, and honestly, I would have liked the show better if they showed a romantic relationship between the Prince and his bodyguard. The acting of the guy who played the Prince was not up to par, and the visual was also not appealing to me. Overall, this was a disappointing show for me in all regards. I feel like I have slandered this show enough in my previous roast video, but to restate, That's My Candy was by far the absolute worst BL of 2022, and Kim and Copter do the same characters from DuanYi the series in every BL they do. Copter is always playing the angry housewife and Kim always plays the goofy submissive boyfriend. They tried to make a comedy BL with That's My Candy but failed miserably in making anyone laugh. We were actually crying real tears watching this train wreck happen in front of our eyes. Kim and Copter, realistically speaking, do not have good chemistry, and I fail to understand why they keep getting casted as a ship. They both need serious acting lessons and choose better scripts in the future. This was a painful watch all in all. I will be 100% honest with you lovelies, I did not like DuanYi the series season 1. It was cringy, overly dramatic and badly directed. I only watched the first season for Bang and Bonus and their enemies to lovers story. These two actors had amazing chemistry together and set fire to the screen whenever they appeared. I started watching DuanYi season 2 in hopes that I will get to see the progression in relationship between Pog and Tong. But what the fuck was their story in season 2? I was flabbergasted. Even an idiot would know to capitalize on the success of the only couple that brought viewers to the series. But what did these guys do? Ruined the only good ship they had and made their story into a crazy angsty mess. It was as if the makers themselves wanted us to hate their series. I also mildly liked the Mark Kid storyline in season 1, but they did not get any screen time in season 2, even though the whole show was supposed to be about them. Don't even get me started on the ridiculous Weo Fight Thanu Fa storyline, because I get irrationally angry when I think about them. The only character I liked in this whole show was Sandy. He's hot and he can get it. Behind Cut had a very disconnected storyline. I did not understand what was happening half the time. The pacing was awful and the actors also felt like they did not give their 100%. They looked like they were bored while acting in the series and were just there to collect the bag and leave. Especially the guy who plays the fashion designer. The only character I liked from the show was the father of Young-woo. Other than that, the whole love triangle was confusing. I think there was a time skip of some sort towards the end, but I did not understand it. The whole script was very muffled and rushed. Love with benefits. Why, just why? I was mortified looking at the NC scenes. Everything was weird and boring from beginning to the end. Gameplay needs to stop playing characters that infantilize him. It's icky and cringy. I feel like the whole show was a big advertisement and just showed one product placement after another and there was no actual story. I don't know what was first motivation to like play because the whole time it felt like he was disinterested in him. Pluto came in suddenly and expected play to have feelings for him. The whole love triangle part was unnecessary and Pluto's character did not add anything valuable to the show. At this point, I'm hoping that the production companies that are making these shows like Love with Benefits and Work From Heart study the reviews and do better in 2023. So these were my top 14 worst BLs of 2022. There are some more, but I didn't include them because then the video would have been too long. I'm hoping that you guys mention the ones I have not included in the list so that we can all discuss in the comments and have a chuckle. In the end, I just want to say that this is just a fun little video not meant to be taken seriously. I honestly appreciate the sheer volume of BLs we are getting year after year, and I hope the momentum continues in 2023 because even the bad ones are sometimes good to watch when you are in a mood for some laughs. So if you liked my video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more BL rankings and gossip videos. Bye!